Today we're going to take a peek at new ways that Apple has designed for you to look at what's being stored on your computer. So first of all, we're going to go up to the Apple on the very left-hand corner, and we're going to choose About This Mac, the very first thing, About This Mac. When the box pops up, we're going to choose Storage, the Storage tab. Now to begin with, this doesn't look much different. It may take a little bit to calculate how much storage that you're using, but it's going to give you a bar across here that gives you information. But what's new is this Manage. So I'm going to click on that Manage over at the side. It's going to open up another box for me. So first of all, it's got some recommendations here, and the one I want to call to your attention is this empty trash. I'm not saying that you need to do this to have your trash turn on so that it automatically deletes every 30 days. You certainly can, but I want you to realize that your trash is taking up space. So for me, I have 4.86 gigabytes in trash that I could empty out and save myself some space on there. The other thing that I can do is look down the side and see different things that are taking up space, and one of them obviously is going to be documents, and I can either look at that here, or I can go down where it says Reduce Clutter and Review Files. And so if I open up the Review Files, it's going to allow me to look at my files, and if you notice it says large files up here, so it's actually putting them in order by size for me, so I can see which files I have on my computer that are taking up a great deal of space. And what I really like about this is if I select one of them, I don't have to open it. If I just select it, it tells me where it is. Now I want to remind you that in many cases you can see what a file is without actually opening it by selecting it and then using your space bar, and then it will open it up and show it what it is without actually opening up the program. Now in my particular case, this isn't quite accurate because this is a kind of a unique file in here. It's part of a movie file, so that's why I can't see what's in there. But I do like using that space bar as a trick so that I don't have to physically open the program. It generally goes a lot faster. So I can see in my documents in my Screencast-O-Matic, which is what I use to create these, within the recordings, this is exactly where I can find this file. So if I determine that I didn't need this anymore, I could go into my Finder and locate under Documents, Screencast-O-Matic, and actually locate this file and either look at it more closely or get rid of it. If I know what it is, I can also delete it from here by using this X that's on there. So that's a really good way to clean out files, especially ones that are taking a whole bunch of memory on your computer. Other thing to look at over on the left-hand side are some of these other categories that you might not even realize are there. So for example, iBooks. You may think, oh, I don't even use iBooks, but you may have been sent one at one time or been downloaded or something like that. So again, there could be something in there. And again, if you don't want it, I'm going to click on the X to this one here that's taking 619.3 megabytes. That says I can remove it. Okay, you can't undo this action, so I'm going to hit remove, and then that one will be gone and it frees up a little more space. So if I have iBooks on here that I no longer need, I can delete. I can also look at, and it surprises some people, iOS files. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad and you happen to ever plug it into your computer, it connects it and it stores information on your computer. So I have over 3 gig from my phone that is being stored on my computer. iTunes is obviously going to be music, TV shows, those kinds of things, and so you could look at what's being stored there. Now some people wonder about Mail. If you don't use the Apple version of Mail, most of us use Gmail from Google, but if you notice that it's still saying that it's taking up 2.8 megabytes, but yet I don't use this Mail, so you could dig into that a little bit closely and figure out why. Music creation would be GarageBand. Photos we know is a biggie as far as taking up space. And then as I said, my trash, I could empty out my trash. Another area to consider with your space is your downloads. So just like your trash, your downloads ends up being a spot that things get stuck and we often don't empty it. So I would consider that you go through your downloads and figure out which ones you need to save. If you need to save them, put them in a better location. And if not, send them to the trash so that you can save some more space.